fresh and better air post-Diwali every year. And now moving on to our next story, which is that China has urged Japan to abide by its political commitments on major issues such as history and Taiwan and promote a strategic and mutually beneficial bilateral relationship following the election of Sanae Takaichi as Japan's first female prime minister in parliament. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman Jiu Jiakun told a press conference that Beijing hopes to work with Tokyo to maintain the political foundation of the bilateral ties. Some critics in China are wary about the hawkish stance of Takaichi, who visited Taiwan in April and held talks with the Taiwanese president Lai Ching-te. I have our guest with me, Professor Nalapat. Now, Professor, I want to begin by your comments on this. Professor Nalpat, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Professor Nalpat, I was just talking to our viewers about the fact that China has, of course, urged Japan to abide by its political commitments on major issues such as history and Taiwan. Your comments on this?
Look, the fact of the matter is, as far as the Chinese are concerned, consensus means doing things the way the Chinese Communist Party General Secretary wants you to do them. That is the meaning of consensus. It's a consensus where the other party basically surrenders the initiative to the Chinese Communist Party and does exactly what the Chinese Communist Party expects to be done. And that is not a consensus at all. That's not a meeting of minds. That's not an equal relationship. China talks about an equal relationship with the United States. But the fact of the matter is, one, of course, that the United States is far ahead of China in many ways. There's no question of an equal relationship. But the reality, the Chinese itself, they want to have unequal relationship with people and with different countries. So I'd like to say that their concept of consensus will certainly not be acceptable to the new Japanese Prime Minister, Sanae Takaichi. And I congratulate the people of Japan. I congratulate the legislators who voted the first lady head of government in the history of Japan. Japan has a long and illustrious history, but it's been highly paternalistic history. It has been highly paternalistic society, and the fact that you have got Sanae Takaichi as the first lady prime minister, the first lady head of government, is a very, very great achievement, and the Japanese deserve to be congratulated. She is an exceptionally strong person. She believes very strongly in Japan. She believes very strongly that Japanese interests must come first, and she will not bow down to any other interest. As far as Taiwan is concerned, she has visited Taiwan multiple occasions and is a strong supporter of keeping Taiwan separate from the mainland. And I think that is the correct position, and that's a position that many countries, including India, also have. So frankly, what the Chinese are saying to Sanae Takaichi is that they basically wanted somebody called Hayashi, who is a cabinet secretary, to come. And the CCP worked very hard to prevent Sanae Takaichi emerging as the Prime Minister. And despite the CCP pressure, despite, I'm sorry to say, strong CCP lobby in Japan, Sanae Takaichi has become the first lady head of government in Japanese history. Congratulations to her, congratulations Japan. As far as Taiwan is concerned, Sanae Takaichi knows Taiwan very well, and she will ensure that Taiwan is treated on a level in which it maintains its freedom and its independence, and will not allow it to be surrendered to the People's Republic of China. So I'm quite confident the new Japanese Prime Minister is a staunch believer in a multipolar system. The Chinese said that for a multipolar world. They were for a time for a bipolar world. Now they're for a unipolar world, where that single pole is basically China. Thank you.
Professor Nalpat, I appreciate you joining me on the broadcast today. And now moving on. Now, Haryana